Annie, are you from U of R or RIT?
I'm from RIT.
Good for you. Great choice. We had a lot of participants from U of R this year. Same as last year. You guys, RIT all the way.
Not prejudice at all.
We'll see if any of our U of R friends join us today. Hi, everybody. We're going to wait another minute or so and then get started.
Okay.
Do I sound okay, Mark?
Very good. Perhaps if you sang a song, that would be good. But
Yeah, let me put on mute before I do that. Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
Were you teaching this morning? No. Ready?
Ready, sir.
Let's go. Good morning from Rochester, New York. Those of you that are located locally, which is the majority of the people probably on this call, but I suspect we may also have people from other parts of the world as well. My name is Dr. Vic Perotti, and I'm pleased to be the one leading our presentation where we're going to share the first round results for our 2023 to 2024 business analytics competition. There's a few people here in the room with me, and there's a few people online. So we are delighted that you're joining us this morning. I have the speakers on, so if you would like to ask a question or something, you're welcome to do that. Are you excited?
Very excited.
Okay, it's exciting. We, the faculty, are excited. Let me tell you in part why we're excited. So for the fourth ever running of our competition, we had a real explosion in terms of the number of participants. We had 53 complete submissions to this competition, which is outstanding. We're very excited. Of these, 31 were from various RIT campuses, not just in Rochester, but other parts of the world as well. Our Chinese partners, BJTU, among others. Our students came from different programs around different universities. You see there was a big contingent from the University of Rochester as well, just downstream from here, and a number of international teams. We have students studying undergraduates in computer science and master's degrees in AI and data scientists and business analytics and finance majors. And it was great. We had a really great turnout this time, and we were delighted. Our team of faculty that have been working to evaluate the work has been, let's say, active over the last week since the submissions came in. This was a lot to do. It was really neat to see the wide variety of approaches that the students used. I was trying to remember, maybe you guys can remind me, Jing or Ali or Matt, but Python, R, Tableau, Jump, Excel, anything else? Minitab, I thought there was a little Minitab. Anything else? I was surprised at how many R users there are. Sometimes, I mean, we teach both R and Python in our curriculum here, but a lot of people using R as part of this work. So we were delighted both with the number and the variety of what we received. And we're going to share some reflections from the judges first before we get to the actual results. This won't be too painful. First and foremost, wow. I think for those of us that have done this for a number of years, we would agree that the quality of these submissions was very, very high. Unusually high on average. Basically, everybody created beautiful visualizations, excellent analyses. We focused this time, as you know, on storytelling. So there was evidence of lovely storytelling to go across the whole thing. And that meant it became very close at the top level. So we have been working, as I say, very hard, even right through this morning, to make sure we know exactly who has won the competition round one, and to celebrate everybody that participated, because there was truly some exceptional work throughout the competition at all levels of the competition. As I noted here, things are heating up in year 4. I get the sense that people are finding this competition more, and we're getting more and more high quality competition. So that's great. We have a time-honored tradition in this presentation, which is to talk about not just how great you are, but what could be better? How could you be even better? So I'm going to share a few reflections as the judges looked at all the work that was completed and submitted about how they could be even better. One of the things that we focused on is a lack of clarity as it connects to storytelling and business logistics. So many teams evaluated a wide variety of variables, which is great, but it's an important thing to say, why? Why are we talking about this? We don't want ultimately a business case like this one to be data-centric. It should not be something where we describe the different columns in the data set, but rather something that addresses a business issue. So that was one piece of feedback that we noticed as we compared various groups across different levels. Another one is this. It can be tempting at times to just give basic exploratory information about frequencies. And while that is valuable in the abstract, it's even better to tie it to what we're trying to maximize, in this case, revenue. So this is a comparison across a simple frequency graph versus something that tied in average daily rate in the data set, etc. We also valued high in-depth analyses, meaning that if you discovered something, you don't just point it out, but you try to explain why. One of the teams did an exceptional job finding some patterns in the international travelers, but didn't help us to understand, why is this happening? So the very best teams were sometimes able to discover a reason, which was really great. This is a comparison, example 1 and example 2. Generally speaking, more detailed suggestions, recommendations are better. So compare, can we offer packages and promotions to promote off-peak seasons for a specific room type to maximize occupancy? You can see that the latter one is a little bit more detailed and more actionable for a business person. Does that make sense? And finally, I think it's finally, several of the teams mentioned how they did the data preparation, either in the main body of the presentation or in an appendix. Both are perfectly appropriate, but it's a really good thing to share so that others can follow your work and understand how exactly did you calculate total revenue, that sort of a thing. Okay. We also valued moving away from a simple screenshot of whatever tool you were using to a summary like what you have on the right here. You could see one, maybe you will agree, one is a little bit easier to read and more compelling for a business person. We saw so many different creative models. People did cluster analysis and regression and ANOVA, even though this wasn't a predictive problem at all, but they found creative ways to include some other techniques. So that is the final one, I think. Some folks didn't include the executive summary that we asked for, and you can see some of these other things. As I say, it's sort of a time-honored tradition that we reflect on these things with you, but I think overall, the most important message that anyone that participated in the competition could take away is, wow, we were amazed at both the quantity and quality of what we received this year. It is exciting, and we're equally excited to see what might happen in round number 2, where we invite everyone to participate. Okay. Wow. Shall we talk about the winner? Or did you just want the teaching moment? Okay. Maybe you're here to hear about the winner. Well, all right, let's talk about the various winners. We're going to do them in reverse order, starting from the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and then first place. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge the people that made this possible, the professors. Are you anxious? There's a lot of tension in the room here, those that are on Zoom. Professors Tosiali, Tang, myself. Special thank you to Professor Bui, who has really been the driving force. Professor Vollmer, Day, Palmer, we are very grateful for all of you guys that really made this possible. As I say, we were delighted by the quality and quantity of what we received, but we really had to work hard over the last week to make sure we got the right answer when all is said and done. So are you ready for the announcements?
I think most students are used to skipping ahead 15 seconds at a time, so you're really building the suspense.
Yeah, well, I'm not done yet because before I announced first, second, and third, I want to let you know something. We decided to create, we found a little bit more money to create a new award, and that is for our best international submission. So we want to recognize Team Gold Medal Analysis Team from BJTU, a set of undergraduates from our sister school in China. They submitted an exceptional, detailed analysis. And while they are not among the top 3, we wanted to give an award to them. So they too will be recognized. Okay, I'm done stringing you along. Let us go to the second runner-up, our third place team. Congratulations to the remarkably named team Transfer to RIT from the University of Rochester. We would welcome you, obviously. This team did a really exceptional job. And I mentioned at the outset that the competition was so very close. This team had a wide variety of excellent analyses presented in a way that was quite compelling. I think in the future, we will probably share some of the work of these winning teams, but for our third place team, congratulations to Team Transfer to RIT. Second place team. Congratulations to B and Y, a team from the University of Rochester. They are associated with the Simon Business School. They created a remarkable set of analyses that really in great detail and in wonderful business logic told the story of how GHR, the hospitality company, can make successful business decisions in the future. They did a remarkable job, and as I said, it was very close. Finally, congratulations to our first place team, which is called Business as Usual. These are two students in RIT's Masters in Data Science program who did a really exceptional job in putting together analyses that were quite detailed in the hospitality domain. They studied occupancy rate and other key metrics that were very valuable. So we are very, very proud of all the teams that participated. I am absolutely sincere in saying that essentially every one of these was a very, very competitive piece of work. I have a couple more things to say before we adjourn our session today. Number one is we are excited to announce round two. Round two is going to be more technical. It's going to include some predictive analytics, and we are going to kick that off January 26th of next year. And we're really hoping that we have a similar amount of energy and quality as we move on to round two. We invite those of you in the room, those of you online, and those watching the recording to participate. We will, as we did in round number one, have a technical workshop that'll happen just after Valentine's Day, February 16th. We'll come together and answer your questions about the data and how you might analyze it. And we ask for your final submissions for round number two, March 8th, 2024. We'll announce, we gave ourselves a little bit more time, thank goodness. We'll announce the finalists for round number two, March 20th, and that group will do a final set of presentations on March 29th. So thank you. Thanks to those of you that showed up today. Thanks to those of you that participated online. If you happen to be among our winners, please let me know, and we will be happy to work on getting you your awards. Thank you. Are there any questions? Let's go.
Yeah. So
Professor.
This is Professor Vollmer, the judges. In my opinion, I think that the so many, especially the top 50% of competitors were so close. There was, and sometimes it's just kind of down to splitting hairs or almost, I hate even to say this, a coin flip of so I hope that me saying this gives you inspiration for round two, right? So I hope that so many groups can come back for round two, and we're going to provide feedback, and maybe it's just a matter of if you had just thought about this a little bit more, or expanded on this one point, that would have bumped you over the top. So I do hope that we see a lot of groups around two that come back strong and give a good effort. So my question is, for groups that are all right, let's regroup and head into round two. Is it the same teams? Is it can they form different teams? Can they, maybe you just need a little bit of help, someone that's really good with using Python or something. Can we add to them?
So the answer is yes. You can reform your teams. You can compete in round two, whether you won round one or you didn't win round one. You are invited to participate in round two. It is restricted to full-time students, and other than that, it is wide open. In fact, we'd love to have students from even more campuses and more parts of the world in round number two. The judges and I will be working on making that, I think, pretty challenging because of the quality of these submissions. We saw some pretty good work in round number one with this data. So we'll have to work to make it a really compelling, challenging round number two. But that said, we want to make it so that anybody can compete and participate. And as Professor Vollmer indicates, if you need to get a little machine learning expert to join your team, absolutely do that. If you need help in finding teammates, we can also create a discussion where that might be possible. Okay. Jing, Ali, anything?
I think all the teams, it was really challenging to select the top teams as Matthew says. like they're all like high quality submissions, so I'm really happy to see them.
Just congratulations to all the teams. Great work.
So just to repeat what they said, if you couldn't hear, thank you to all the teams and congratulations to all the teams. It was really exceptional to see what you could do. Really, really exceptional. Okay, so we will end the recording at least. I'll leave the slides going, and I thank you for watching today. Congratulations, winners. Ooh,
Thank you.
Chapman.
Congratulations. Good job.
Who are the winners? Well, let's go back. The winners are third place, team transfer to RIT from the University of Rochester Simon Business School. Second place, team B and Y from Simon Business School. And first place, team Business as Usual from RIT's Masters in Data Science. Congrats again.